Hello, welcome to another video. I am once again on my sofa. So I thought I would attempt, that is the operative word today, a spoilery vlog of The Blade itself by Joe Abercrombie. So I'm actually a fair chunk through. I've got about 150 pages left to read, which I need to get done this weekend. The live show for this one is on Sunday. Today is Friday. Well, currently it's Friday evening. So, The Blade itself. I have been putting off starting this video because I honestly have no idea where to start, what to say, or like anything about it. I'm 400 pages in. I cannot tell you what the plot of this book is. So in this book we follow three characters. We've got Logan, who is a barbarian from the north. So at the very beginning we meet him and his band of other fighters are in a battle with the Shankar, and Logan ends up kind of falling with the Shankar off a cliff. His band presumed dead. He doesn't die, but he presumes that his band is dead. So he basically goes off on his own journey. I'm going to just kind of go through this like character by character just to try and make it make sense in my head. He can talk to the spirits. So this is kind of one element of what I'm guessing is going to be the magic system. There is magic in this book. And so people who say, oh, there's no magic in this one. There is. There's not a lot, but it exists. So Logan can talk to spirits, which is, I think, a rarity. And the spirits tell him that one of the magi is looking for him. And so he decides to go and find this magi, which is Bayaz. I may be getting the names wrong and pronunciations wrong. I'm not great with names. Anyway, he comes and meets Bayaz, the first of his name, the magi. And they and the apprentice, the three of them basically journey back to the capital, where Bayaz goes to take his seat on the High Council again. So Bayaz is a magi. He is a magician. He can do magic. It does exist. We don't see a huge ton of magic. We don't really know very much on how the magic works in this world. The magic that we have seen Bayaz do is, I would say, quite flashy magic. So, for example, we see him kind of blow a wall apart. We don't see a lot of his magic, but it exists. He is able to perform magic. We've then got our next character is Glokta, who might actually be my favourite of the three main, which is very weird because he's a horrible, horrible character. Glokta is an inquisitor. Basically, he is a torturer. So he works for the Inquisitors Guild, I guess. And his job is to get people to confess. And he does that by torture. Glokta is also severely disabled, severely crippled. I don't know quite which word, the word crippled is used in this one. It's not a word I particularly like. But in the last war, he was a champion swordsman, champion soldier, and he got taken by the enemy and had his legs broken, most of his teeth pulled out, many, many injuries. He now has to walk with a cane, and he basically has no teeth. He struggles to walk. He needs help with a lot of things. He needs help kind of getting up each day. And he's a very, very bitter man, mainly because of all of this. He doesn't enjoy torturing people, but at the same time, he doesn't dislike it either. He sort of seems to be someone who basically doesn't have any joy in his life. He doesn't find anything joyful anymore, so he just does what he does. We don't really, again, I don't really know how he fits in the plot. I don't know what the plot is, I'll be totally honest. But Glokta has been asked by like his boss to investigate the Guild of the Mercers. He basically kidnaps a few people, tortures them, and hey, they all confess to evading taxes or something. And pretty much that's all that really happens with Glokta. So by the point that I'm in at the moment, Logan and the Magi and Bears have arrived in the city, and Glokta's sort of investigating them as well, trying to find out who they are, and why they are there. But yeah, he's a very bitter man, but I quite like him. He's incredibly dark character, and like I said, he's a horrible person, but I quite like him as a character. The third main character we have is Jayez. He is a captain in the army. He's a very spoiled rich boy, and he has been trained to be the champion for this fencing competition, which is going to happen. And again, he is very, very spoiled. His family are very rich. Station and prestige is everything to him. So in this beginning, he gambles a lot. He always wins. But again, he's just one of those where like money doesn't mean anything to him. Daddy will pay it. He can't be bothered to do the training for this competition until basically someone calls him a coward, and he's like, well, I'll show you. And so he decides to start training. Pretty much all we get of him for the majority, so again, like I said, I'm 400 pages through, the book's about 550 pages. We have just had the fencing competition, but for the first, I would say 350 pages, it is just Jayez complaining about having to do some training. But we have the fencing competition. Shocker to nobody, he wins. However, he shouldn't have won. In the final bout, he kind of somehow finds the strength to beat his opponent, and it's quite clear from kind of context that it is Bears the magician who is basically giving Jayez some strength somehow. So that's quite interesting. I don't know whether Bears has got some sort of something, whether there's a reason that he wants him to win. He did make a bet with Logan that he thought that this skinny pretty boy would win, and Logan was like, nah, the big barbarian breach will. So whether he kind of cheated and magically made Jayez win just because he wanted to win a bet, or whether there is something more to it, I don't know. Then we have got, so that's basically our three main characters of those three men. We have got a fourth character who's quite recently been introduced, who is Ferro. I don't really know who she is. She is a fighter. We find her, we meet her when she's basically almost on the run. The rest of the people she's been travelling with have been killed. And she's, the sole survivor of this battle, and she is, burying her friends and going on the run somewhere. She is met by, I need to look up the name for this one, I have no idea. He's another wizardy guy. Oh, can't find where we are. Yulwei, who seems to be another kind of magical person. Again, I don't know how the magic works or who he is, whether he's any link to Bears or not. But he sort of seems to be able to hide him and Ferro when they're around people. And they basically are sailing somewhere. They get a boat. I don't have a map of this world, and I really, really need one because I don't know how everything fits together. I don't know where they are, and I don't know where basically everyone is trying to convene to. But yeah, we've now got this kind of fourth character, Pharaoh. So there you are, our main characters, and as far as I can tell, the kind of overarching plot is there is a man in the north called Bayed. I think he's called Bayed. He's basically killed off all of the clan members in the north and has named himself King of the North. And he has invaded England, which seems to be the borderland between the main empire, and like where the capital is, and the north. I kind of think a bit like Game of Thrones, the wild above the wall there. So he is invaded, and so they basically are main characters down in the main city. The army is going to war. I honestly don't know where we're going with this series. So far, I mean, I'm assuming, so I feel like because we've got these four characters and these four perspectives, they must be linked in some way. So they're going to have to connect at some point. So far, the three men are all in the same city. We've got them all in one place, and I don't know about Pharaoh. I don't know if she is travelling to the city or if she's going to be involved somewhere else. I can see Jayaz and Logan, kind of how they can be connected, because Jayaz is in the army, Logan is a barbarian from the north. I can see that they would end up fighting together. I can't see how Glokta would get involved. Because he is very disabled, he's unable, he's not able to join the army and fight. He can't stand by himself. He can't, so I don't see how he can be involved with the other two, but he must have a position, that because he's a main character introduced already, he must be key to this. So I don't know quite how that's going to work. And I feel as well like the overarching plot is going to be more than there is a war with the North. I feel like that there's going to be more to it. I feel like that's going to be a subplot or like a precursor to a bigger bad. And I don't know what that bigger bad is going to be yet. I'm interested to find out more about the magic. Like I said, magic exists, but we know nothing about the magic system. People in the main city, they basically all believe that magic doesn't exist, that it's a myth. That's actually something that's important. So Bayez was last on the main council, as far as I can tell, many hundred years ago. They've always kept a seat open for him, but purely just out of like legend. So when the city was founded, he said, I'm going to be leaving now, but I will be back and reclaim my seat when needed. And he obviously never came back. And I don't know the time, but it's probably was sort of like 400 or 500 years ago. And now we've got this man who's walked in and gone, hey, I'm Bayez, the first of his name, the magician. And obviously people are like, first? No, you're not. That's a legend from 500 years ago. And so if you are, you would be dead. So yeah, magic, people basically don't believe that magic exists, but it clearly does exist. Yeah. So this has been very, very rambly. I don't know quite what I think yet. I am enjoying it. I have no idea on the plot. However, I should say a lot of people have said that this book has very limited plot, but the plot comes in from like book 2. So I'm not too fussed that I don't know really what the plot is in this one. But yeah, I feel like we've got our kind of 4 main characters who are important to follow. I don't know I feel like they are going to connect at some point, but I don't know when, why, how. I think, as like I said, I've got about 150 pages left of this book. I think by the end of this book, so war is currently a very real risk, but nobody has moved out yet. So I think by the end, the war will have properly started and the soldiers will have gone north. I think at least Jez and Logan will have met up and will be having to be working together maybe. I feel like Glokta will also be having to work with them as well, but I don't know how or why. And I feel like magic is going to start coming back into the world, whether it is there's the big bad that we haven't met yet needs to be defeated by magic, possibly. And again, we don't know enough about the history of the world to know if there's been like a big bad that's been defeated by magic previously. But yeah, I feel like Bethod, the king in the north, he's not endgame bad guy. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It is dark, it is slow, but 150 pages left, and I will see how I get on and what I think of those last few pages. So I will check in with you when I finish the book and let you know my final thoughts and my predictions for the next book. Honestly, right now, I don't think I can have very many predictions for the next book because I don't know where it's going to go, because I don't know where book 1 is going. And then, yeah, but we will see. So I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, I've just finished The Blade itself, and you can see all of the tabs that I have used in there. I really, really liked it. So I don't actually remember where I got up to last time, but I feel like we are now, I think last time I was saying that the main characters are clearly going to converge together. And I think we've seen that at the end of this book. So Jezal has joined Baez and Logan, the wizard and that kind of crew, and they are journeying. I think they're journeying south. I'm not entirely sure. I really, really want a map. And Glokta has just been promoted, and he is going to the city of I'm going to call it. It's not called Dakota. Dagoska, which I think also is south. So I think, and I may be wrong, but I think that they're all going to the same place. I'm really interested in Logan's old kind of crew. So you've got Dogman, Three Trees, Black Dahl. I'm really interested in what they're going to do. So they're going south to England to fight against the king in the north. So they're joining the fight on the side of the Union. And I like that. I think that's really, I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out. Yeah, I'm surprised how much I enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to see where we go next. So I guess my predictions for book 2, before they were hanged, I think we're probably going to have quite a bit of journeying to start with, and I think Glokta, Jez and Logan are still going to be kind of 3 key characters. And I wouldn't be surprised if Glokta has been put on the same ship as the rest, if they all journey in south together. And I think we're going to see the war against Bayed. Honestly, the names, I'm just so bad with the names. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that war increase, like that kind of hype up a bit more. I think we'll see more from West's perspective, of being in the Union, and I'm excited to see more from the Dogman's experience perspective as well, of fighting this war as well. I'm getting slight Game of Thrones vibes. with this war in the north, because there are the Shanka who are like further north and are going to come down and attack the king's territory from above, which makes me think of the White Walkers in Game of Thrones. I don't really know what the Shanka are. In my head, they kind of look like orcs. I don't know. So I'm interested to see how this fight's how the war's gonna go. I'm interested to see what's going to be happening in the south. I really just want a map. I'll be totally honest, because I can't picture where everyone is and what they're all doing. I'm curious about Ardy as well, who is Major West's sister, because West had left her and asked Glokta to look after her. Glokta is now obviously leaving, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen with her. She was sort of dating Jaehaerys, Jezil. I've been giving him the wrong name. And yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen there, because she's lost basically all of. Well, she's by herself now in the main city. Another character I'm really interested in is Pharaoh. So again, she has joined this kind of the group of Bears and the First Magi. And when Yael kind of brought her to Bears, he said they seem to be something about she's gonna be perfect for the seed or something. I don't think, and I really hope that this isn't what's going to happen, I don't think it's going to be a pregnancy trope sort of thing where she's got to, like, where she's going to be like impregnated or anything like that. I don't know why she is so important, but I'm interested to see. I like her as a character and I want to see more of her, and I want to see sort of where that storyline is going. So yeah, all in all, I really, really enjoyed The Blade itself. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen next. My predictions for before they were hanged, like I was saying, are we're going to see quite a lot of journey in south, journey in north, and then we're going to sort of have, I feel like it's going to be sort of following the two sides, I guess, and then we're going to see the war, and see, kind of trying to work out what's going to be happening in the south. I think it's going to become a sort of twofold story with these two placements and sort of two storylines almost. But yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm excited to carry on reading. And we'll see how we get on with the next one. But this has been a very, very waffly, very vague vlog, and my apologies for that. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can, well, I feel like book 2 is going to kind of cement my understanding a little bit more, because I still can't tell you what the plot of the book or the plot of the series will be. I feel we've had some fantastic characters and we've seen them do things. We don't really know any of their motivations, and we don't really know why any of them are working towards anything, or even what they are working towards. So I'm excited to see the actual plot develop more in book 2. But that is the end of this spoilery vlog. Let me know if you have read The Blade itself and what you thought of it. If you've made it this far and you just want to leave me an emoji, I was going to say leave me a knife emoji, but I feel like that's probably not a good one. Leave me like the little blood drop thing, because it's very dark and bloody, or like a skull. Yeah, I'd love to know what everyone's thoughts are. Let me know in the comments if you've read it, what your thoughts were on it. If you haven't read it, do you think you will read it? If you like this video, please like it. Subscribe if you would like to. You've got all of my details down below where you can follow me on other platforms, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.